Nigel here, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and today we've got a new subject. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please think about subscribing and hit that notifications bell. If you look back at my history, there's a lot of videos on here. There's a lot of Lancaster related stuff, a lot of military vehicles and everything. There's all sorts on the channel, so feel free to go back and have a look, and like I say, please give me a subscribe if you like what you see. The subject of today's video is all about an introduction to this. Now, if you look back a few weeks ago in my video streams, just to give you a timeline, today is Sunday, February the 17th, 2019, and it is just about 10 AM. This is the Iconic Air Dambusters conversion for the Hong Kong Models Lancaster. It's available directly from Graham at Iconic Air. He also has an eBay channel, or an eBay shop, should I say, and it's around about £47. And if you look back, you'll see I've done a full review of it and given you a detailed look through all the instructions and everything, so I don't need to do anything like that now. But this is it is a beautiful lately made resin kit. The difference in Graham and a lot of other people, Graham uses CAD/CAM machining to make his masters, so what you end up with is very sharp, very precision made parts. You need to see it in the flesh to see what I mean. It's very beautiful. It almost looks like it's a piece of machined aluminium. It's beautiful. So yeah, that's what we're going to look at. I've done a review of the kit for him, and he has gratefully refunded me what I paid for this. So he's basically supplied me this for free, which is very good of him. Thank you very much, Graham. And what I want to do is show you basically how I'm going about fitting this to my kit and why. Why have I got this set? Why am I doing it to this Lancaster? And how am I going about it? And some research material as well, because something I found is Dambuster, the technical side of things, that the research is a bit difficult to come by. So let's start off by looking at right, so this is my reference material that I've got. This is the Dambuster Lancaster book. It's written by Petra Forkasovic and Mark Postlethwaite. I've actually had permission from Mark to show this book, and yeah, he sort of sent me a little thank you email for the review I did of it, so that was very nice. So yeah, we've got some great images in here of the actual Bombay area and the parts we're going to be using in the resin conversion, as you can see here. The only downside to this that people could argue, and I'm going to say this because I know someone will mention it in the comments otherwise, the book is basically all CAD images, so you know the images in here are only as good as the reference material that Mark and Petra had when they actually made the book. So if the reference material they had was wrong, they will be portraying it in here wrong. But there is no other reference material that I can find that shows images this good of the actual Bombay itself on the Type 464. I do know there is a sheet I found on Google where they explain roughly some modifications that were made, and they do mention the wing fairing changes here. They mention changes to the Bombay roof. They mention changes to the actual floor above here, where they had the control system for the wireless operator to operate the bomb. And yeah, the changes that were made are actually mentioned on that sheet. They're also shown in this book. But, I mean, it's a beautiful book, and it gives you a lot of very good images. There's the control system there on the floor under the wireless operator's table. So yeah, it's all very nice, very detailed. Some ambiguity over the actual light position. A lot of people, for many years, people have put the actual rear altitude light here, and now they're saying it's here in this lower turret. There's even an image in here showing it in use with a gun as well. And then with the iconic air kit, you just get you're told to drill a hole in a certain position and put it there. So you know, a bit of ambiguity there, but I'm sure we can get there in the end. So yeah, going on through here, we've got the images that show the Bombay as it should be, and in a minute I'll show you the actual kit instructions and the kit parts where they differ from this, and the changes that I think need to be made. We should also bear in mind that with this conversion, you can use this conversion and build yourself a Lancaster that will look like a Dam Buster Lancaster, but there are some other parts you need to consider. There is a control box up on the left hand side, just to the left of the pilot, which was his electronic switch for releasing the bomb. Then there's also to the right of the pilot, down in front of the trim lever controls, there is a pull lever that should be pulled, a manual eject lever if the electronics fail. Apparently a lady managed to release a loaded bomb in an airfield while the plane was stood on the ground. Apparently everybody ran for their lives. So yeah, so that's actually portrayed in this book as well. You also need to consider, if you're looking for accuracy, the HK models engine air intakes are incorrect. I believe the actual air intakes for the carburettor should be different inboard and outboard, and on the kit I think they're the same, but the actual air intakes for the actual engines themselves, the cooling here, these they're portrayed as something else. I think they're Mark 7 air intakes or Mark 10. Certainly the radiators aren't correct for a B Mark 3. You've also got to consider that the nose blister for the bomber, the Dam Buster used the larger blister but without the two holes for the friendly warning system, so you need to fill them in somehow. There are many chemicals out there that dry dead clear that you could try. I haven't got around it yet, but maybe someone will come up with a vac form blister or something, I don't know. But there's a few little changes you need to make to the model if you want to keep it all accurate. The blanking plate for the upper turret is included in the kit, so there's no problem there. You can do that. And one other thing to note, I'm not sure how accurate this is, but in this book they show on the upper surface of the fuselage a trace of where the teardrop would have been around the upper turret. So whether that was actually left in place, if that's part of the flange or what, I don't know. So that's something worth considering. And you can see there's another image of the Bombay there. It's difficult to show you this book because it's lovely glossy paper and the light reflects off it, and if I don't have light you can't see anything, so it's a bit difficult. One other thing that's just reminded me, check out my other videos. If you've got the HK model, even if you're not doing a Dam Buster, make sure you correct the rear tailplanes. The kit would have you build it with 2 lowers on one side and 2 uppers on the other. You need to do a little bit of jiggery pokery so that you can actually use 1 pair of lowers and 1 pair of uppers. The lowers have all these access panels like you can see here, and the upper surface doesn't, so make sure you have a look at that as well. As I said, my site is full of Lancaster stuff, and there's also a lot of information. There's some knowledgeable people that put comments and stuff below, so always worth reading that as well. So there we go. Let's put this away and have a look at the in fact no, we'll leave this out. We'll have a look at the kit instructions now to show you what's going on with the Bombay. The Bombay roof in the kit. This is why I'm fitting this. HK models have decided to put a layout of 4 bombs going across the front and 3 bombs at the rear. This is what Tamiya did. Now, as far as I can see from the references I have, the only time they ever had 4 bombs going across was if they used 250-pound bombs, and I believe these are 500. And also the images I've seen where they do have 4 bombs going across, they're kind of staggered. So the outer 2 bombs are lower down, or sorry, are higher up. So the 4 bombs across the front sort of formed an arc. As you looked forward, the middle 2 bombs were closer to the ground than the outer 2 bombs. So these 2 bombs here would have been out closer to the ground. And you'll also notice that in the Bombay floor, or the Bombay roof, what they've done is instead of actually giving us actual racks to mount the bombs on, all we've got is holes in the actual Bombay roof itself. So, and then you've got a pair of pins on each bomb. So there's, you can't really display this with the Bombay door open unless you've got a full load of bombs, unless you're worried about, not worried about accuracy or whatever. It's a bit of a shame really, because the Bombay is probably the worst part of this kit for accuracy and detail and everything, I think. But that's just my opinion. So I decided to use this conversion, and then when I want to make an accurate B1, then I'll probably go with the wing nut wings, because I think the Bombay and the wing nut wings will be better than this one. So that's my reason for doing this conversion. I'd also like to say at this moment that Iconic Air Graham, he is also going to be releasing the tractor that towed the bomb trolleys. He already does all the bomb trolleys and the upkeep and everything. He's going to be doing the tractor that tows that, and he's also going to be, after he's finished the tractor, he's going to be doing the Grand Slam and the bulge bomb doors and everything for this model. So there's a lot to come. Keep your eyes open on his website, and I'm sure you'll see it all coming very soon. Apparently he's going to have something done. One of these conversions will be done for Milton Keynes. So yeah, looking forward to that. And hopefully I'll have some samples to review on here for you as well. So keep your eyes open and you'll see all that come along, as it becomes available. So yeah, there's my reason I'm doing this. And if we look at the actual Bombay itself, what I've done, I've glued these are the two Bombay roofs. They come as two separate parts. It's a massive instruction manual in this kit. There's one part there. You can see there's the rear part of the Bombay roof, and then the front part is actually part of the fuselage, or part of the cockpit floor here. But it's actually not part of the cockpit floor. It goes under the cockpit floor. And you've got this huge long assembly you can see here that goes in, and that is basically your Bombay roof. Well, I've glued them together to get some continuity. So yeah, glued them together. There's also a big undercut in there which shouldn't be there, so I filled out a plastic card, and now that is between the wing spars. That floor is actually raised, so that's got to be done as well. You'll also notice that what I've done here is, I need something to point with. I've opened up these holes. These are actually in the kit as just indentations in the plastic. I've opened them up and then tapered them back inside, so it gives the appearance of being thin sheet metal, as you can see there. So that's what I've done there. There's also some other holes. These here need to be opened up, and if you look at this drawing here, these pictures in the book, there's lots of other holes that need to be opened up and made. The other thing I've noticed is you've got, these are the holes I'm talking about, that the bombs actually go in the Bombay. You've got some of those in there which I've removed, and you've also got, you can see the dollops of, you can see on the back where I've plugged holes. There's a hole there and a hole there for the cookie, and there's two holes there, one there, one there, which need to be plugged up. They're actually holes for the bombs as well. This here is a conduit for wiring. Now, if you know different, please tell me in the comments below. I don't think the Dam Buster had this. Now, I've got every picture I can find off of Google, and it seems that the Mark 7s and Mark 10s didn't have it, but the earlier Lancs did. I don't know if where this has come from, because it seems that the rest of this kit, everything on it represents a Mark 10, and this doesn't seem to be Mark 10, so I don't know. But also when you look in here, you can see it's not there. There's no image of this conduit in here at all. If you look at this page here as well, you can see there's no image of any conduit in there. So, and also if there was, you'd have to cut a step out in this part here, that fairing, to go over it. The other clue to that is when you pick up the instructions. These are the instructions for the kit. If you want to have a quick read of that, you can pause and have a read. The first thing you do is you cut slots in the wiring cover to allow these parts to be fitted. So you kind of think to yourself, well, was it there? I don't think it was. I think it needs to be removed. So I think I'll be removing that on mine, unless someone who's going to be looking on here knows different and can comment. But also the other thing I noticed is all these holes that I talked about, they all seem to vary from mark to mark. Now this book is showing all these holes in place. I'm tempted to put them all in there, if for nothing more than just some interest. When you look up in there, you'll see something, and also you'll notice that these steadies for the bombs here, they don't seem to be there either. They seem to be gone. And I do know that in that drawing I referenced earlier, where I said I found it on Google, it just says in there modifications to bomb roof. Now, I don't know how this was with weight-wise, what they were fighting for, but if they were actually on the limit of their weight all the time, they would have removed those parts, I would have thought. So they probably wouldn't have left anything on the aircraft that wasn't necessary for dropping the upkeep bomb. So there we go, guys. So if you're going to build this kit with this set, these are the mods you're going to be doing to your bomb bay. And then you're going to be fitting this piece of resin he gives you in the set and drilling 4 holes to enable you to put the frame in for the hydraulic motor. And you're also going to be cutting all those slots to allow you to fit all these cross members and stuff, which really makes me think that was never there, because they wouldn't have had a wiring conduit and then cut into it. The frame would have been made to go around it. So as I say, in the comments, let me know if you think that should be there. Please let me know. One other thing before I go, something you may want to look at if you're doing this conversion or not, is getting rid of all the, I think there's 82 or 92 positive ejector pin marks in this bomb bay roof, and they're all in between these ribs. If you look back, I've done a video about it, and I made this chisel out of a Swan Morton knife blade. Many people said you can buy the trumpet chisels, you can buy this, you can buy that. Yeah, my whole point was you don't need to buy stuff, you can make it yourself. And this is just a worn out old blade, made it into a chisel, and then you can get in there and just scrape. And what I did, I used some magic marker, and then I could see then where I'd been and where I was still left proud. And then just to finish off, you can use it as a scraper like so, and get that all done. But then if you are doing the dam buster, you don't really need to worry about it, because none of it's going to be seen. But I did it anyway, just because I like to do stuff like that, because I'm weird. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little first introduction. I'm going to get all these marks sanded out now, and then I'm going to wait for some comments from you guys about what you think about this, because I'm just hoping and praying that somebody out there has got a photograph of the real aircraft in this area. I would really love it if somebody has, or knows of a link to one. Then, you know, please let me know, because all I've got to work with is this. And as I said, these are CAD images, and as much as I trust these guys, you just don't know. You know, you don't know. So if I don't get any response from you guys, this is my reference. Okay, so thanks for watching. As I say, please like, subscribe. There'll be lots more videos around the HK Models Lancaster, as there already are a lot of videos on there. And I'm doing a lot of work on the cockpit as well. You can see I've just been doing some work on the cockpit floor here. Yeah, lots and lots of stuff going on. So thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you all later.